practices document behind closed doors, and as you can imagine, it festered. We couldn't do anything to get them to pass it. It was not happening. And then over the years, we keep sort of working on this, but it's not going anywhere. And then a campaign starts that's a lot of different membership-based organizations of people who are trans people currently on welfare, and they run a campaign to try to push this document or something through, and that campaign ultimately passes a much thinner, like sort of, more minimal set of standards that are about how trans people should be treated. But that campaign builds this enormous amount of leadership in this community, right? So that they made it a palm card. People who need those services know this thing exists. The thing they won, everybody knows it exists now because it's actually won by the people who need it and who are in the welfare offices and who are in the same networks as people who are receiving the services. So it's way more effective than anything that could have been passed behind closed doors and never filtered out to the community needing it. And two, and I think more importantly, it was this huge victory. All the people who won it know that, like all the other policies in welfare, it's probably not going to be followed by the staff. They're not going to get trained in it. It's crappy. They know. They're not under any illusions that the problem's been resolved and they can go home and not worry about resisting anymore. It's quite the reverse, right? They have more desire to see the next level of significant change. So I guess that's my main thinking about it is we need to not just have great goals, but also we need to have a method that's focused on building grassroots power of those most effective rather than elite professional-driven strategies. And that, I think we see that again and again in the Medicaid battles happening in lots of states about trans Medicaid rights. We see that when it's done by elite professionals, it's either eventually lost or never won or easy to cut or easy for a right-wing backlash, whereas if we win it through base building, we build a whole different set of relationships, we mobilize lots of related affected communities like HIV communities, mental health communities, other people who've got beef with Medicaid, become our allies, we expand power and awareness that way. And so I think there's a lot of just real questions about strategy for us.